This March Madness edition of SGP Stories is presented ad-free by you, the Patreons. Ooh, welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Well, we got him in studio, so like a cage dance. What do they call it when you do all the media hits? The car wash.
Yeah,
we had to make sure we
we have our own SGP car wash. Wait, let's talk about that. How can car wash mean one thing when you take a guy and they take him to ESPN, they run him through all those different media interviews. But then Northwestern, they have their own version of the car wash. How can that be the same title?
And unjustly, you know, setting people up, firing people over a car wash.
Yeah. Thank you everyone. First off, for subscribing to the Patreon. Appreciate it. Hopefully you're enjoying the sheets, the weekly pick'em contests, super fun. And, these monthly, bonus podcasts as well. The merch, the exclusive merch and stuff, as well. We got the Python hat sitting right there on the desk. That thing's pretty awesome. Kramer, we're gonna be.
I got distracted. I did see someone noting that there was a comment about maybe starting to refer to the car wash at ESPN as something different.
Oh,
after the Northwestern scandal.
Well, they also, did they have the flying squirrel at ESPN?
Just fat guys doing fat guy stuff.
That was the greatest explanation. Now let's get into it because we are going to be out there. We're taping this on Tuesday before we head out to Vegas for March Madness. Ryan, has Vegas for March Madness lost any of the luster because we're out there every Friday hanging out at the Circa for you?
No. I would say that I was reflecting on March Madness in Vegas in general. This year might actually be more fun than normal because basically for the last 3 years, at least, maybe 4 years, we were out there on Monday doing shows live from Vegas all week. And so it created this grind where by the time you got to the games,
when you finally act,
wow, okay,
you got some chat support
I
going live.
I might have some support going right now.
By the time, I know what you're saying, Ryan. By the time you actually get to Thursday, you're kind of tired. You're day 3 of Vegas. You're a little dried out. It's tough to get excited. I think we're doing it perfect this time. We taped our picks episodes, the previews episodes in studio, and then we're flying out Wednesday. Check in, and then we got the Circa Stadium swim party, and then we're just getting right into it. Gonna be getting drunk, hanging out, watching games all day Thursday and Friday. I'm still super excited, even though we're out there every Friday. When you're out there for March Madness, there's going to be a ton of listeners there. Colby's out here. CJ's coming out. It's the excitement is great.
I also view round 1 of March Madness and NFL week 1 as the
holy days, 2
moments where I'm not worrying about any sort of working. Normally watching the games on Sunday, doing other stuff. Normal most sports, that's how it is. But those 2 moments, I'm turning my brain off. I think even last year, I remember Noah was trying to get me to do something, and I said, Noah, I'm not doing anything today.
No, it's great, and hopefully you got off.
Unfortunately, on Friday we will. We do have to
show.
Work another job for people with suits. So
at VSiN, shout out to VSiN, doing the late night show, but we'll have the whole day Friday, all day Thursday to completely just unleash mayhem. Colby, are you excited for Vegas? How you doing?
Oh, I am. I mean, look, I will say I'm relieved that it's not as long this trip. Like one of the things that I've noticed,
the week long, it starts hitting you. You're like, I haven't had vegetables, I haven't had fresh air.
Until you do a Monday to Monday March Madness week.
Yeah.
Don't even bother talking.
Well, that's the thing. Like I remember even before we were doing this pod was I would go out ever since I moved to LA. You know, I think I knew you, Sean, but I didn't really know you, Kramer.
Were you always a week one or opening weekend of March Madness guy?
Yeah. I mean, I can remember like classic times where, you know, just in the book, but you know, back then my body could handle it so much better. It's like you could just rally and just get fucked up and just be like, hey, next time, next day, reload, right? And man, after we don't even drink on that mission. Like we had a mission back then to get fucked up. And we don't even have that mission as much, and it still takes a tax on your body.
It's now the Jimmy Valvano survive in advance. I mean, you have to like at some point. It always feels like this, but so basically the days are so long. 2 day, like 1 day becomes 2 days in your body's clock and memory. Because you're mentally engaged with all these games. You're sweating bets, which is the highest level of whatever gets dripped into your body to calm yourself down. And so you already have this incredibly long engagement. You're probably drinking or doing something else that may enable you to be tired. And so exactly what I've noticed as I've gotten older is much like when we're doing the VSiN show, Sean, or I have to actually like get up and walk around to like help the blood flow to not have that stasis sit in. And to Colby's point, yeah, I mean, I think about some of the stuff we did in our younger years. I know I started going out for March Madness when I was still mid-20s.
I would go all the way until Monday.
Well, not only was Wednesday to Monday the norm, but
we're getting
doing some, and not that I've ever been like the most social person or loving going to a club, but the idea that we would go out or at least go to the bar and drink.
You were still trying to get laid.
St. Patty's Day would be happening too.
Well, I told the story before, but that was back in the time of the unlimited drink tickets that I had at the Venetian Palazzo.
Yeah, they were way more giving with all that shit back then.
And the idea that you were going to sleep at 4 to just wake up again at 8 a.m. Because I will say the one thing I've always been very good about is not missing, like not sleeping in. Everyone has those friends that get too fucked up, they sleep in, they miss a bunch of the games. Never. And that honestly was how I kind of judged hotel rooms. Like, can I get 2 games on in the room? Cause you got the 9:15 tip and then the 9:40 tip. Do they get True TV?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, you know, it would always get like, I feel like you come into it and what year did they go to add the
2011
to the 68? I'm saying.
Yeah. 2011.
Okay. Cause I was going way longer than that. So
yeah, I feel
like, you know, you would come in with such excitement for Thursday. By the time Sunday comes around, because you're leaving on Monday, you would be, even back then where you could reload fast, you would miss those morning tips.
Well, I'm glad that I'm glad the more I think about it that we're out here for the first 4 games, because I was a prisoner of the moment. We would be like last year, Tuesday. I'm like, I'm going big. I'm placing big bets, going hard for Tuesday, back-to-back games. Then Wednesday, back-to-back games. And then like, man, I've already unloaded a decent amount. I've had a bunch of cocktails and I've had a bunch of lippers.
That's a great point. It's a great point. But I remember coming before, you know, now they throw the NBA crew up on like TNT and TBS and True TV.
That was very controversial.
I remember I've been going to March Madness in Vegas so long that I remember Charles Barkley actually in the casino gambling his ass off.
Do you remember
hashtag Legends Only?
But before they partnered with Turner, essentially, you could only watch 1 game at a time. There was a time and then the internet showed up.
You used to get the regional. I talk about this on the football show all the time, just like I was telling Noah this, like you don't understand the struggle. I remember watching, like, you'd be stuck watching, you know, the shittiest of games, you know, for whether it was March Madness or whether it was college football. Like I always,
because you got your East Regional.
Oh, dude, growing up in Washington D.C., you would get, you know, whether it's March Madness where you'd get Duke just blowing out somebody by 70 or Maryland blowing out. Or in college football, like you get like the Wake Forest Maryland game, and while
kids don't realize how good they have.
I remember it's almost like my pops. I remember listening to huge games on the fucking radio.
Oh yeah, you could get more games on the radio. And I came from New Jersey where we had the Giants and Jets games on a Sunday. That's all we got because that was the games that were on. So yeah, I mean it is crazy to think how easy it is to watch the games now. I mean, I even remember when they first launched the internet version and the boss button that would just pull up some fucking spreadsheet.
That was great. The boss button. We need to release our own boss button, Ryan. That is a good idea. We'll maybe talk to our graphics guy, Jake. But if you don't know, the boss button was just like some generic spreadsheets that would pop up. So if you were watching and your boss like had his shoulder over you, you could just hit the boss button. Next thing you know, oh hey, nothing to see here. Got the boss button. Kramer's working on pulling up the thing. But the other game I remember, or the other time.
Sorry, Sean.
No.
But this is actually an article of the evolution of the boss button.
That's hilarious.
So like this would in the beginning it was like this is actually I remember this. And then they started doing more like, spreadsheet would pop up, like just some random looking report. I kind of vaguely remember this where it looks like you're in some sort of Microsoft application doing something, working on a PowerPoint presentation. But what you would do is
PowerPoint presentation, the fake PowerPoint's named Pedal to the Metal.
You would just hit the boss button you're watching the games. You'd hit the boss button and this would cover your screen. So there was the old Leisure Suit Larry, the super horny video game where it's just about this like creepy guy trying to get laid. Yeah.
And that also had a boss button.
Oh, what a different time that was.
We got a bunch of good photos over the years that we'll pull up again. This episode in particular, good to get the video on the Patreon just so you can follow along. This is Kramer. Let me know when this one pops up because we asked Colby, does he have any photos for March Madness? A character he sometimes slips into.
And you saw that this is the thumbnail.
Yes.
This is the image on the thumbnail. So.
I had the phone out and while we were getting the images ready for the episode in the group chat, I looked at this and I'm like, what's this AI rapper image that they sent? I thought
Sean was doing a bit. Sean is never less informed than me on like text messages, and you had already sent this to both of us, and I sent it to Sean.
I saw it. I'm like, what is this?
He goes, who is this?
It really looks like you're one of these hip rappers. I mean, Colby.
Nick Velvet, when he goes to Vegas, you gotta he's a guy, he's unpredictable. You never know what he's going to be wearing. And he went out there. I thought I would go with the classic LL Cool J / Cypress Hill bucket hat there with these glasses. And it was just, it's Velvet. It's not Dundee. There's no Dundee or Colby here. That's Velvet.
Was it Jamiroquai?
That's Velvet out there in the world, man.
Was that the name of the artist, Sean?
Yeah. Jamiroquai.
Yeah.
What's the super popular rapper who does like country stuff? He's got face tattoos.
Like currently, like are we talking Jelly Roll?
Not Jelly Roll. God damn it.
Yellow Wolf?
No.
So is it a rapper with face tattoos?
Yes.
There's a bunch.
Yeah,
there's a good amount.
Post Malone.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Okay. This looks like almost like a Post Malone album cover. Look at that. Come on. You couldn't see Posty sitting here. I mean, this is a really Colby. Did you have a professional photographer do this?
Yeah. No,
this is like a headshot.
This is a drunken fucking idiot taking this photo. I'll be honest.
This just shows you how good the iPhones are because the quality is amazing.
Here's what really happened. That hat was actually left at the bar.
Oh,
so you just picked up a random bar.
Yeah, and then the bartender I think we had known for a little bit. So he goes, dude, someone left this fucking hat. And then I started wearing. I think I wore it the rest of the night. I think I wore that shit the rest of the night. I was pretty liquored up there.
Yeah.
And so the glasses.
Well, sunglasses indoors always a. Hey, I'm in Vegas.
Well, I don't think I was actually wearing the sunglasses. I think they were in my pocket. When I got the hat on, I said, "Oh, wait a second! I got the fucking sunglasses." And then that was me the rest of the night. So it was a beautiful accident. It wasn't premeditated.
When you sent that over, it was one of those moments too where I had not seen that picture before.
And I think I was yelling in the Vegas hotels that Nick Velvet is hard as hell. Battle anybody. The LL Cool J shit.
Yeah, you do have a little bit of LL Cool J with the bucket hat.